What's up, everyone? It's TechTrooper64, and today we're going to be looking at Bethesda's E3 2015 press conference recap of the entire thing. So, tonight, Bethesda had an hour and 30-minute long press conference, and I personally think that it was not too bad. It was okay, but it had a lot of less content as I was expecting. But I have notes here of what they did announce, and yeah, let's just go over it. So starting off, they have a video introduction of all the developers who work within Bethesda, and it was really cool. He was just introducing them all and how they think about gaming and stuff and how they're dedicated to it. And then moving on, Pete Hines, the guy who's in charge of PR and all that, enters the stage and starts talking about how much they're glad to be there for the first time at E3. And then after he says that we're going to start talking about Doom. So they bring up Doom, and then a trailer comes of Doom, a gameplay. The gameplay shows that the HUD, the heads-up display, shows the health and ammo, and it was pretty cool. The graphics look really nice. I'll put a link in the description if you want to watch it yourself, the whole conference. And there's this feature that I found really cool. It's when you take ammo from a corpse. Let's say, like, when you kill someone, you have to take ammo from their corpse. You literally take the gun, take out the ammo of the gun, and you put the ammo in your gun, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And afterwards, items that are dropped by enemies, they just are all automatically highlighted and they automatically come to you, which is really cool. There's also some pretty high density kills, if you know what I mean, where you can literally rip someone's jaw in half from their skull. It's really gross, sorta. I love those kinds of games, but some people maybe not. You can also have a weapon called the Super Chainsaw as a melee weapon, and you can cut enemies in half with it. And that's the end of the trailer, mostly. There was more gameplay into the trailer, but I'm not going to go over every little piece of the trailer. Afterwards, they talk about how there's going to be multiplayer included, and there's going to be a sneak peek of multiplayer shown. So they showed a sneak peek of the multiplayer. It wasn't bad, but again, they didn't show much of it. And then after, they talked about how there's this new feature coming called a Doom Snap Map, where you can customize your map, and it's a map creator studio thing, and you can send it to other people to have those maps too. And it's really, really cool. And afterwards, they came to a close with Doom, and I'm just resuming this. I'm just trying to, like, squeeze it into a small summary so it's not too long. But yeah, and then after, they revealed that it's gonna be coming around in spring 2016, and it'll be coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Moving on, Bethesda next announces that will be using a new service called BethesdaNet, and it will be announced to be cross-platform, which will be using all of its games of Bethesda, so you can, like, play games together and share content together. It was designed after they talked about Doom Snap Map. Next is how they talk about the game Battlecry. It was actually in one of my predictions, if you guys look at that video again, which I'll put a link in the description as well if you want to go see it. My predictions video said Battlecry. Battlecry is a third-person team-based shooter, and there was a beta announced, and if you sign in before the 28th of June, you will get, I think, instant access to the alpha and the beta, which is cool, I guess, and it's only for PC. They're aiming for a 2015 fall release date. Moving on, the developers or co-directors of Arcane Studios came out, and they were in charge of making the first Dishonored game, which is great. A lot of people were cheering for them. I heard Dishonored wasn't bad. I never played it for myself. And then after, they showed a trailer. It wasn't very long. It wasn't very detailed or anything. All it was is showing a new character, and they said Dishonored 2 is announced. There's going to be male and female characters. It'll be the same male character from the last Dishonored and a new female character that you haven't seen before, which is pretty cool. They don't know when it's going to release, but it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, right before they left the stage, they said, so you guys can wait a little longer for the next Dishonored, which gives me the feeling it's coming out in 2016. He says Dishonored Remastered will be coming to PS4 and Xbox One this fall, due to the fact that the PC version already is technically definitive. The real title is called the definitive version, but anyway. And then they talked about a little bit, and I mean a little bit here, about the Elder Scrolls Online. They only showed one trailer and how they were talking about. P. Hines came back actually, and he said, we're releasing Elder Scrolls Online for the PS4 and Xbox One very soon, and it'll be the Tamriel Unlimited Edition. Now, I love Elder Scrolls, I really do, but online, I'm not sure about it. I want to wait until the reviews come in for Tamriel Unlimited. But anyway, then they announced a brand new Elder Scrolls game, but not the ones that you think I'm talking about. A new Elder Scrolls game called The Elder Scrolls Legends is announced with a trailer, and a card game is coming. So it's like this card game like Hearthstone on the iPad. And it's coming to PC and iPad this fall 2015, and it'll be a free-to-play title. Great, right? Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, full of microtransactions and paywalls. You can imagine that. And then Pete Hines, I thought it was pretty funny. He's like, well, that's the end of the conference. And then everybody was yelling at the conference, and he's like, okay. Yeah, we were supposed to show off Fallout 4. And then Todd Howard, the guy in charge of Fallout 4, he comes out on stage and he says a whole bunch of content about Fallout 4. So bear with me on this. It'll take like 2 minutes to explain this. Fallout 4 will have customizable characters, but this time it's not like Skyrim's, like bars where you show how you want to customize your character. You use the joysticks, like the analog sticks, to control how you want the face to be positioned. So it's pretty cool. You can also customize your wife or husband depending on which gender you play as, which is new to Fallout. You can play as a man or a woman, which is amazing. Also, you can customize your stats and endurance, which is, I think it's a norm in the Fallout franchise. I've never played Fallout 3, so I'm guessing it's like that, because a lot of fans in the conference were yelling or anything when they did that, so I'm guessing it's just a norm. Moving on. Ben Codsworth, you guys might know him. He's the robot butler that you guys own in the game. He can actually say multiple names for your son when you have a kid, which is pretty cool. Like in Skyrim, every time characters like talk to you, they never actually said your name. Did you ever notice that? Like they never said your true name that you called your character. They would just say, "Hey you," or "You're not on the list," or they would call you by your race or something. But anyway, moving on. The premise is that you are a survivor of Vault 111, and that you're going to continue. They didn't want to spoil too much, so they didn't continue on with how the game is going to start. The game is all running on a next-gen engine real time, or I should say the trailer that they showed off. Not really trailer, but demo. Everything is free roam, which means everything is freedom, like liberty. That's how he described it. Like you can do whatever you want. You can kick something. You can kill someone. You can do whatever you want truly in this game. And that's really cool. Like there's no boundaries. What is basically what he's saying. You can also have a dog companion, which is great. You can name him. You can command him by just pointing at somewhere in the environment and tell him, "Hey, go over there," and he'll go. And it's pretty cool. I liked that idea. Next, they announced that there's going to be a new updated Pip-Boy, which is the little watch thing that they have on their wrists, the Fallout guys. And they said the new Pip-Boy will include games that will pay homage to old 8-bit games such as Donkey Kong and Asteroid Fight or something like that. I don't remember the name. But yeah, there's going to be games that you can play like that on the Pip-Boy, which is really cool. And Fallout 4 will also have a special Pip-Boy edition, because they announced that they made a true Pip-Boy, like a real Pip-Boy thing that you can put on your wrist, and it'll come only in the collector's edition, or in other words, the Pip-Boy edition. They didn't really give too much details. All they said was that there's gonna be a collector's edition, and you can pre-order it. Well, they didn't say that you could pre-order it, but later on after the conference, I read that you can pre-order it. And then afterwards, Pip-Boy will also be for iOS and Android as an app, and it will be out when the game is out. And you don't need to have the true Pip-Boy accessory that comes in the Collector's Edition to run the app. You can have the app separately if you want to, but it just gives an idea of the game when you have the real Pip-Boy. You have a buildable environment, which means you can take apart buildings all in your environment. You can break down things, and you can just build it back if you want to, the way you want. And it's pretty cool like that. Next, they announced the release date. The release date is November 10th, 2015. So it'll be available this November. So if anybody's big fans of Fallout 4, go ahead. And honestly, I don't like it. I don't hate it because I don't know anything about it. So I'm going to try Fallout 4 this holiday season, see if it's good. If it is, I will give a review on it. If it's not, I'll still give it a review on it and see how it goes. Not just that, but they also announced a brand new Fallout game, but for phones. This time it's called Fallout Shelter, the game for iOS, and I think he said Android, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's only iOS. It'll be based on an old game called Progress Quest, which was an old game that came out way back when the iPod, I think, came out. Or it was like, I don't remember. It was an old game. It'll be a free-to-play game, but this time, there's no microtransactions. He said there's no paywall, there's nothing like that. This is just a real, true to free-to-play game that you can play for free, and that's all it's meant to be. And the game is all about how you can just take care of people in your vault and make sure they're happy and control them and do stuff like that. And if you want to make more people, you gotta find a man and a woman and pair them together so they can make a kid. And you can nickname the kid anytime, anything you want. And here's the drop bombshell that they gave after that. Fallout Shelter will be available after the presentation. So, yeah, as of today, you can go and get Fallout Shelter, the game for iOS, if you want to. It's very, very fun. I've been playing it on my phone. It's really, really fun. You know, you don't have to be a Fallout fan, or you don't have to play the other Fallout games. Just you can pick up and play this game really easy. So yeah, that was pretty much Bethesda's E3 2015 conference. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys next time. And what do you think about their conference? Do you think that they could have done something better? Do you think that they had enough content, or do you think that they should have revealed a little bit more? Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.